Hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Friday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side gig. Welcome. Good to see you. So I am getting so many feedbacks from last night's interview. I know I lost a few of you guys because we had technical difficulties. We actually started about half an hour late. But nonetheless, most of you, I think, have watched the replay. Not everybody has, but I know every single person who has watched that interview has been just and okay, so most of you have said, I want to meet Margie, and I'm like, yeah, that could be arranged for some, but yeah, Margie is just amazing, isn't she? She's just amazing. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I had the pleasure of interviewing Margie Ali Prandy last night on my Facebook, obviously, channel or page. And I call that Thursdays with Sean. So you can find that with hashtag Thursdays with Sean. If you can't find it, you want to, drop the name Margie in the comments and I will tag you. And if you happen to be, you happen to have been on the interview last night, maybe you can drop a couple of thoughts about what you thought about the interview. That would be awesome sauce. So with that, let's get to tonight. So tonight I want to talk about consistency, and this was a topic that came up. Well, it didn't come up. I was asked to speak on consistency yesterday in Rank Makers group, and since I haven't talked about consistency for a while, I figured that would be a good topic to run by you tonight. So consistency is a unique thing because, okay, so first, if you're new to my lives, welcome. If you are a vet, you obviously know this about me, but I like to take a look at the other side, right? Like I don't like to just look at the obvious. I really like to kind of explore and get in and see if I can figure out another side to things and see how that would work out, and consistency is one of those things. Andrea, glow, what's going on? Welcome, you guys, welcome. I think you guys just joined. So consistency is one of those things, right? And being consistent is a wonderful thing. I'll give you a couple of examples. Like I gave this example in the training yesterday, and this kind of pertains to rank makers, but it'll make sense here too. So rank makers is this group that Ray Higdon has, and it's pretty much focused on training network marketers. He doesn't promote a company or a brand. He just kind of he does. In my opinion, he's like the best on the planet Earth as far as training is concerned. And some of you guys know I swear by him. So as you're joining me live, let me know you're here. Drop a comment or something so I know you're here. I see the numbers go up. I wish I could know. Like I don't always know who's here, who's not here. So ever since I got to know like rank makers and Ray, I think it was I want to say 2008. I think it was 2018. So 2018, I think I want to say like, I don't know, October, November 2018, something like that. Actually 5 years ago. And I kind of fell in love with his training, right? I just fell in love with his training and how he does it and stuff like that. And so every live that he does, and he goes live every day, that's kind of where my idea came from. But when he goes live, every day when he goes live, he used to go, I mean, not used to, but he used to give out so many prizes. Like he's calmed down on the prices a little bit, but he used to give out like books and journals and just like left and right, just give, right? And he would call out names on his live. He would say like so and so, oh, you get this book, just email support, right? And why I'm telling you this story, the reason why I'm telling you this story is every single time he went live, this is from 2018, and this is every day, and he threw he threw gifts and things out. Every time I would be typing in the comments trying to win that prize, and he would call the name above me and he would call the name below me, literally every single day. Like this went on and on and on. And he has like what he calls like 14-day challenges, and he's got like these other courses. So I enrolled in his courses and I've done most of them. And until it was last year, basically 4 years of plugging into him, right? Last year that he did a course, and it was tests. It was a top earner successful, and he has a master test and miss test at the end of that 6 weeks. It's a 6-week program, and I won that contest. I got master tests, right? And I tell you that story, and I told him the story. I said, Ray, you used to call my name up, below, right above me and right below me. And Samir, namaste. And I would just be like, oh, girl, I wanted that, right? But I kept consistent. I stayed at it, right? Until that happened. And now I actually moderate for most of his group, well, all of his groups, right? And now I'm able to like message him. He messages me back right away. So we can communicate. I send him some videos for fun, right? So that's one type of consistency that is key, right? The other, I'll give you another one. I've gone live now over 2,100 lives in a row, right? That's 2,100 nights in a row, no matter what, I've gone live. That's pretty consistent. And I tell you what, for a period of time when I was going live, maybe about 3 years, I wasn't even doing my business. I've never told this to anyone. Actually, I've never told this to anyone. So I would go live, but I would not be doing my business for 3 years, but I still go live. Like people, if I tell that to people, now that I did, you would think I'm crazy. You'd be like, why? And I was consistent. I've always been consistent with my lives, and I can sit here and say 2,100 lives, 2,100 nights in a row. Those are good examples of being consistent, right? Now, I'll tell you a couple other things that I've been consistent to. And here's one. I've been consistent in beating myself up. I've also been consistent in blaming myself. I've also been consistent on not holding myself responsible. I've also been consistent on not taking action. I've also been consistent about letting other stuff get in my head. See, there's two types of consistency. The good type is what gets you there. But if you're consistent with the crappy stuff, like what I just said, that consistency is going to end up hurting you. If you're consistent about eating 2 cheeseburgers a day, if you're consistent about, having 12 cans of beer every day, right? That's consistent as well. See, whatever you're consistent with is gonna give you an answer. That's why they say what? Einstein said what? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting what? A different result. You can't be having 2 cheeseburgers every single day and expect to lose weight. You can't be sitting there and kumbayaing, my Lord, not to speak to a single soul a day and expect to grow a business. You can't sit there and beat yourself up for everything for hours. Like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? I always do that to myself. I always. And you sit there. I'm so used to that. I've been so used to that. And you just eat yourself up and you exhaust yourself. You just discourage yourself. You just beat the heck out of yourself. And you're consistent about it, about everything. You beat yourself up about everything. See, that type of consistency is no bueno, is no good. So you got to be careful what you're consistent with, right? The type of consistency you choose is going to determine really where you end up, right? Remember, if you're, yeah, you like that one? If you're, I have, no, I'm not going to give that example. I was going to give an example. I won't. But, I won't. But you got to choose what you're consistent with. And here's the thing, like when you talk to, when you see the interview with Margie from last night, by the way, I'm getting so many feedbacks from so many people that they were like blown away. They're like, I want to meet Margie. I want to meet Margie. That's so funny. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. Duh. She's like, anyway, that's all. I mean, we did a whole live on that one, but she's just incredible. But if you look at that interview, you see that interview, you hear her speak, you're like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that she's who she is, right? Because whatever she's been consistent with, it's obvious to everyone. Oh yeah, if you do those consistently, yeah, I get it. I mean, that would be success. Yeah, that would, right? It's amazing. You know what it takes and what you need to be consistent with, and it's the taking that action that's really holding you back, right? And that's another level, but I don't want to get into that. So you being consistent, you got to be very careful what you're consistent with, because those are, I'll give you this, you may not think about it, but you're consistent every day with things because that's how your habits are. How do you think your habits are formed? They're formed over time by you doing a certain thing the same way, consistent with it, right? So be careful what you're consistent with. Explore the options, and remember, your consistency is gonna grow into a habit, and then your habits are gonna determine where the heck you're gonna end up. And so it's important to pick your behavior and and consistency according to where you want to go. Be careful what you pick. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. Drop one takeaway from this live down below. I got to get some of you to like speak, But oh, another thing. If you haven't seen Margie's interview, I mean, we laugh, we cry. She made me cry. Samir knows. Like, I have heard one of her stories that she shared several times, right? Every single time I tell myself, I'm not going to cry. Like, I've heard this. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry because I've heard this. Boom, she does it again. I told her again last night, right after the interview, she calls me. She goes, hey, that went great. You did great. And she tells me this. She's freaking amazing. And I told her, I said, Margie, I told myself, I'm not, if you tell that story, because I didn't know what story she's going to talk about. I said, if you ever tell that story, I've told myself, I'm not going to cry again because I've heard it. And you made me cry again. She was very inspiring in the interview yesterday. I mean, just this woman is just so amazing, like, honestly. But so if you haven't seen it, you can't find it, drop her name down, just say Margie, and I'll tag you, and I'll check. I'll share the link with you. But with that, hopefully you guys got some value. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love, tag a couple people. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow. I'm sorry, I just read Samir's comment. Let's see if she's too consistent with her storytelling and more on the brief. She's amazing. She's so good with words, right? She's so good with words. I tell her, I'm just like, when she talks, I'm all ears. Like, I want to like pick everything she says. She's just so awesome. So with that, I am Sean Azimi with Side Gig Sean, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.